Alrighty, fellas. Yo, what's up? My name is Patrouski. How are we doing today? Welcome back to another PokeMMO stream recap, your daily source of tips, tricks for the game, news, information, see how the community's feeling, see what the high-level players are talking about, what the casual players are talking about, what's being discussed, and just get a general vibe of the day, and have some beautiful second monitor content while you play PokeMMO, of course. Hope we're having a good one. Someone said, oh my goodness, is that the top 100 ranked Shiny Hunter Patrouski? Oh my, how did you know, dude? Why, yes, it is. The joke surrounding this, for those who may not be aware, is that nobody really goes for shiny hunting ranks in Pokemon, or no one has historically. I'm kind of hoping that, kind of joking about it, maybe people do start to care about this. There is something called the Shiny Leaderboard on PokeMMOZone.com. PokeMMO Player OT Shiny Leaderboard. And, I mean, I think it's really cool that people have 151, 149, 120 or so shinies, you know, 100 plus shinies. Being able to see these names and see this, it's all unofficial. All of the data is taken from the PokeMMO forums. It's taken from the team shiny showcases. So if you're not in a team as well, you're not shown. It's a flawed system, but it's the only thing we have versus nothing, right? So it's kind of cool. It's hilarious. I love that it's like, oh my god, Patrouski, top 100 shunter. Nobody really goes for ranks. Like, everybody here is just doing it because they love it. It's just like a fun thing. Now, maybe people will start hunting in quantity and kind of going for ranks a little bit. I think that'd be kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't think I'd be a person to succeed with that sort of hunt long term, but we'll see. We'll see. And today, I am on that hard shunting grind. So we are over at Sandslash, of course, hatching the few, like, box or two of Alomomola eggs that I have left. So I do have a little bit of Alomomola eggs, hoping for the best there. If you ever see an egg animation on my stream, it means that I got a shiny, which is a really, really big deal. So we're going to hopefully see our first egg animation ever. I've never had an egg shiny still. I've probably done about 40 to 50,000 different breeds, while going for a shiny, while going for breeds for profit, etc. I do have rares. I do have my Shuckle, which I got in the Safari Zone, and then my Rampardo / Krendos, which ended up coming out of a fossil, which is honestly luckier / better than an egg, because then it came out with random IVs, and the IVs were pretty good. So we're going to see what happens. How many eggs in that batch? This is a really small batch. It was just like a small little test batch, just to have some eggs to hatch. I think it was like 200 or maybe even less, 100 something Pokemon, 100, 200 is. It was 6 boxes. It'd be 6 times 30 would be the math. So, but we're going to jump into it. We are going to see if we can get a shiny today. Go for Sandslash and answer some new players and veteran players questions and talk about the game that we all love so much. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here, and I hope you find something helpful today. How long does it take a Pokemon to level 100? It depends on the species. A lot of people don't know. I didn't know this for a long time. Fun fact, different Pokemon require different amounts of XP to reach level 100. So we look at this example. This is the perfect example. A level 100 Smeargle needs 800,000 XP, whereas a level 100 Breloom, one of the slowest leveling Pokemon in the game, takes 1.6 million XP. So it's literally over double. Like, leveling a Breloom to level 100 is the same as leveling 2 Smeargles to level 100, which is really crazy, right? So generally, leveling a Pokemon to level 100 can take anywhere from like 1 to 3 hours. And I strongly encourage, if you're doing any sort of good, if you're like XP training for the storyline, don't really worry about this. But if you're XP training for anything post storyline, if you're at a Tentacruel spot, or if you're at Donphan and Dodrio, of course, high level Poliwhirl spot, like if you're at any decent XP training spot and you're doing a lot of XP training, please use XP Charms. XP Charms 100% specifically are so good, dude. They're so good. They arguably might even be worth if you're doing the storyline run, because they save you so much time. But that money might be more valuable. An XP Charm 100%, okay? That was all the time. An XP Charm 100% is 44,000 Pokeyen, 45k-ish. It gives you double XP for an hour, right? Think about this as you are literally paying 44k to save you an hour of time. An hour of time. That's ridiculous. That's so good. You can make well over 44,000 Pokeyen within an hour. Like, that is a ridiculous, a ludicrous rate. 44k to save you an hour is so good. It's so good. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. Just trying to think. Like XP Charms are, I think we really took a while for us to realize, but they are so good. So with Lucky Eggs, keep an eye for Lucky Eggs as well. Lucky Eggs small don't last for as long, but Lucky Eggs will often has the same benefit. The larger Lucky Eggs, these are these cheaper? No, they're more expensive. Lucky Eggs have the same exact effect as 100% charms. So keep that in mind if they're cheaper. Sometimes those are cheaper on the market. XP charms are pretty cheap right now because they just came into the game via the Lunar New Year event. Yeah, 50% charms, if you want to be a little more budget, is still very good and still totally fine. If you're training less Pokemon, I strongly encourage 100% if you can afford it, just because the time you save is worth the extra Pokeyen, like dramatically. It's such a good time save, right? Yeah, XP charms are fantastic. Definitely use them. Some of the thoughts at investing in raid items, things like Wise Glasses, Soft Sand, etc. I think when it comes to investing in anything raid related, it couldn't be a better time. You want to do it outside of raid season. Raid season just ended, events are over, you know, and so right now, like, things are going to be cheaper. There's going to be less demand for all those raid Pokemon, raid items, etc., etc. If you don't, whatever you don't have, I strongly encourage, you know, picking up raid stuff right now, especially because this is a possibility, a guesstimate. Please don't take this and run with it. But PokeMMO historically has really liked to release big updates in the summertime because there's a lot of, you know, people off school, teachers are off work, like a lot of, let's do summer schools with that. Like a lot of people have more time in the summertime, right? So a lot of people play a lot more video games in the summertime. They do. It seems to be the case, right? At least in PokeMMO, it's the case, right? We get a lot of big summertime updates generally. It depends, but we see a lot of big, like non-event big updates. It is very possible we see raids permanently released this summer, right? I think raids could absolutely. So if you wait too long, you know, I personally will probably start. I'm shiny hunting mode right now, but I probably will start. I'm gonna look to do the Heatran raid coming up in March, and I'll look to do a lot more raid prep and a lot more raid stuff, buying things like that, making Pokeyen, etc., probably in March to April, right? I'm in my shiny hunting cooldown period post-event season, but we'll definitely start working towards that stuff in the next upcoming months. This is a great quick question. Do OTs with a star count for OT mons for raids? Yes. They didn't for a while, but they actually updated it so that OT star Pokemon do. So yes, OT star mons do count. They should now as OT Pokemon when you're trying to do raids that require, for those who don't know, certain raids require you to have X amount of OTs. Which like original, like Pokemon you bred, which I really like. I think it's a really, really good thing. It kind of encourages you to breed your own Pokemon. It encourages the market for people to breed more, consume Pokemon, as opposed to just people just buying the things and then being able to get carried through. It also was a nerf to, I think Xanarchy or Danny talked about this. The main thing for OTs seems to be a attempt to nerf alt accounts to some extent. I mean, Danny, we saw with Danny, he made like 150 million Pokeyen just catching Jirachis with his alt accounts, like previously on an event, right? That was insane. That was like craziness. Like that, I think he said that was like some of the most Pokeyen. That's probably the most Pokeyen he'll ever gain within like a few days. Like it was insane. It was just really, really crazy. So I think adding that OT requirement was a little bit of a way to nerf, even if maybe a majority of a way to try to nerf alt accounts to some extent. I feel like it's something that I can improve on. I should be recommending this money-making method way more to new players. I kind of feel like with catching Pokemon not being as good as it used to be, I kind of feel like EV training and XP training Pokemon, training up Pokemon, becomes the new, like, best beginner money-making method. If you have one region done, you're going to have access to enough EV training spots and hopefully at least one decent XP training spot where you can do this, right? So what I would recommend doing, to show you guys an example, let's go look at something like that. So let's go to the GTL. Let's look up Cyndaquils. People always need gym rerun Typhlosions is a really easy one. Let's do modest 31. You can even do like 25 plus and like a different nature. But this is simpler, right? So you could buy however many Cyndaquils you want to train, right? You could EV train 5 at once or 4 to 5 at once, depending on your Pokemon setup with XP shares and stuff. Buy all these for 114k a piece. And then a Typhlosion, even just EV training, even if you buy those for 114k, EV train them and sell them, you're already making 30k, 40k profit after listing fee. If you XP train them level 100, keep in mind, you bought them for 114k, now you're selling them for like 200k-ish. And they can see like they can be up like 235k is probably more normal. These are listed within the hour and really underlisted, I would argue. So you're probably making like 115k per Typhlosion that you EV train and XP train up. Not just Typhlosions. You can do things like Volcaronas. You could do things like Breloom. Breloom's take a long time. You can do things like Meowth. XP training Meowths. XP training and EV training Meowths is one of the best money-making methods. Probably just for leveling and stuff in general, but it just is a pain in the butt because if you accidentally evolve the Meowth, you lose like, you go like negative. You lose all of your money. It's really bad. 2 times 31 Meowth, like that is 100. Like you literally lose money. Like you actually lose money even if you EV train. So like you cannot accidentally evolve your Meowth. That's really, really important. So if you want to do it, it's kind of risky, but it's really good. So that's 100. You would buy that for 110k, and then EV train it, XP train it, sell it for like 250, 270k, right? EV trading and XP trading Pokemon is probably the best new player method right now. But it's a lot of grunt work. It's a lot of grinding. It's a lot of doing hordes, getting encounters, smashing your... It's very brain dead. I'm going to be honest. It's very time-consuming, brain dead, and kind of mind-numbing. So definitely watch movies, TV shows. I want catch Pokemon for profit to become better again, but that's going to require nerfing of alphas and things like that over a period of time. Hopefully we see that. Hopefully we see that here in the future. Okay, this is definitely just going to become the food take of the day because I think it's really important to draw awareness, okay? Anybody saying, I'm sorry, but anybody saying that British fully loaded potatoes are better than American, we don't, you know, you beat us on some things. The breakfast looks pretty cool, but like, what's going on here, man? What's like, how is this even a discussion? The American baked potato, you know, amazing. Looks delicious. You have the cilantro on top, the spring onion, the greenery, the sour cream, the bacon bits, the cheese. It's melted a little bit into the potato. It's sliced open. It's perfect. Look at the British. Unmelted. This is the first image on Google for both of them. Unmelted. What is it with, why do you not melt your cheese? It's like a really common thing I see on British food. Unmelted cheese. Heinz, the lowest quality of beans on the market. Heinz beans. And then a potato. That's it. How is this even a discussion? How is this even... Chat is unironically debating this right now. Like there's even a fight. This is the first image on Google for both of them. There's no cherry picking here. I don't even know how this is a discussion. This is like the most... This is like Discord coming out onto the scene and competing with TeamSpeak and Skype, right? Like, there's a reason both those companies like, fucking died, bro. Like, it blows them out of the water. It's not even close. It's insanity to me. Got some rapid fire questions. I get this one a lot. Do you have any advice on how to keep motivation while single encounter hunting? My honest answer is that motivation can only carry you so far when shiny hunting, and you have to just make it a pattern and a habit to keep going. Motivation is nice, but motivation will fade, and you're gonna have to, you want to just push through. You're gonna go on a roller coaster when shiny hunting, right? It's gonna be like, oh, motivation, not motivation. Like, you have to be able to push through the non-motivated times to get back to the motivated times. That's the best thing I'd say about that. And then getting through those times, like I always say, distracting yourself, watching Twitch streams, watching YouTube, watching movies. Check out The Gorge, by the way. I watched The Gorge recently. I really liked it. I would give like a 9.5, 9.8 out of 10. I really liked The Gorge. I thought it was really interesting, really original, on Apple TV, really new. It came like 5 days ago. It's a cool movie. But anyways, yeah, like just try to distract yourself and try not to worry about shunting is really step number one. And just understand that it's okay. Understand that it's okay to not enjoy shunting at all times. It's okay to not be motivated at all times. Now, hopefully you enjoy it most of the time. Arguably, you should enjoy shiny hunting 60 to 80% of the time, like more than not. But it's okay to have hard times. I always compare it to like going to the gym, right? You don't always enjoy, most of the time you don't enjoy going to the gym every morning, right? Some days you're like, oh fuck, let me just get this done with, right? But then afterwards you're like, I'm glad you almost never are like, wow, I shouldn't have gone to the gym today. Usually you're like, okay, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad shunting is kind of like that. It's kind of, which is not what everybody wants to do when they come home from work. They don't want a second gym activity, which is understandable. But for some people, it's the go-to. It just depends. So pushing through those unmotivated moments is really important. And then someone said, what is considered late game? So there's like, it's all perspective definitions. I can give my definitions. Feel free to disagree. I would classify early game as anyone who doesn't have all 5 regions done. I think the games really begin. You get to the MMO part when you have all 5 storylines done. So I would say not having all storylines done is early game. And then all storylines done plus like 1,000,000 Pokeyen, that's like mid game. And then like end game, someone said like 100 mil net worth, question mark, 50 mil net worth. I think it's really hard to define especially with just Pokeyen. End game to me would be something like maybe around 100 mil net worth. And end game would be like you have 1 to 3 shinies, like 1 to 3 catching Pokemon, maybe a Breloom, maybe 2 Smeargles. You have 3 or so, a few synchronized Pokemon, a few utility Pokemon. You have a damp Pokemon. You have a high level like Ghost type or Spiritomb. Like maybe like half a box or like 20 or so. Endgame is like 20 to 30 utility Pokemon in whatever form that takes, and then like 20 million Pokeyen cash. And then maybe you're looking to make investments, might be that as well, and like 1 to 3 shinies. That's kind of end game to me. Now on top of end game, there's like the 1%. I think with 20 mil cash, you can do 99% of the things in the game. The only things you can't really do with maybe you have some PvP ones as well. I should have brought up PvP, excuse me, but the only thing you really can't do in the game with 20 mil cash is rare shunts, like hyper rare shunts. So things like egg hunting and things like alpha hunt shunting, and then super expensive vanities, things like hats, things like Desu lab codes, things that are unattainable for the average player, including myself. That there's like a top 1%, but that's yeah. I think the average, you have 20 million cash and a bunch of you're probably at end game. You're probably doing a great job. I think most players are making better progress than they realize, you know? And that jump, I think the hardest jump is from end game to 1%. I think if you are doing an egg hunt, now you're in the 1%, you know, top players, probably just by doing an egg hunt. And maybe doing like 15 to 30,000 eggs, you know? I think that's really not all it takes. It's a lot of time in Pokeyen, right? So it makes a lot. Hopefully that's a good question. This is such a specific question, but you nailed it, dude. Hey, Pat, what are some audio settings you recommend for shiny hunting while doing something on the sides you don't run? There is literally, I don't know if you just know this and you're just baiting the good answer. Good question. But yes, if you go over to, where is it at, sound? Mute audio when unfocused. Turn this off. I had this on when I was shiny hunting my Celio, and I got the shiny. I was alt-tabbing back and forth, and I like alt tab back. I didn't hear, there was no shiny noise because I was alt tabbing with this turned on. There literally was no shiny noise. It wasn't I missed it, there just was no noise. So making sure you have this off, mute audio when window unfocused, have this off so that you do hear the shiny noise even if you're alt tabbed out of the window. It's a really important audio setting for those shiny hunting. It's a great question. Honestly, we've been shiny hunting for a while. Let's just go ahead and collect this. I have a bunch of Pokeyen I've kind of just been letting sit in the GTL. So some really nice Caterpie, 400, probably an alpha breeder Caterpie there, 400k. Let's go ahead and collect. Plus 687k. So that puts up to 4.5 mil. We're covering a little bit post all the event season investments. I definitely will have a money-making arc soon, but nothing on par with, like, I'm not going to do another, someone asked me yesterday, I don't plan on doing another money-making challenge. I've done 2 money-making challenges within the past, I think 3 months. I did one in October, and then I did one in February. I just did one for the event where I did a, you know, new account from scratch, made 1 million Pokeyen in a day or 2 on a new account, right? So I have no plans of doing a money-making challenge anytime soon. But I will be doing some casual money making, like maybe a Jimmy run here and there, you know, to start the day. Maybe breeding for profit's the most likely one. I'm curious looking to breeding for profit and see what the current market is like right now. Heatran raid will be in March. I'll be looking to start working on the Heatran raid in March. But right now it's just chill, shiny hunting, chill down period, post event season. Let's do what we want to do, have fun. There's tons of goals. Like I want to do the Heatran raid, but it's not my favorite thing to do in the game. You know, I just did raids for 4 months straight with event season. Right, with Halloween, Lunar New Year, Christmas, I want to not do some raids for once. I don't want to do 4 months of raids into, okay, now we do the permanent raid. Like, you know, I want to yeah, still at the curse spot. I'm still at the curse spot today, Rumel. Here is 52,000 encounters, by the way. Just a nice little extra milestone. Boom, bam. There we go. 52,002. Yo, Sakosha in chat. I'm so glad you actually brought this up. It's such a good question, and it's kind of funny to me. I don't know why the PokeMMO devs don't like temporarily get rid of them outside of events. You said, hey, as a new player, someone's been playing this for the week, what the fuck are these raid portal thingies? So there are raids in Pokemon, but they're being beta tested right now, and they're only available during events. So we don't have permanent raids. Aside from, there is one permanent raid actually with Heatran, but I can't imagine as a new player right now running around the world and seeing these like raid dens, and you can't do anything with them. That must be so confusing. That would confuse the fuck out of me. Yeah, so raids are like a temporary thing. Like during the most recent one was the Lunar New Year event. You had 2 weeks or so, 15 days or so to learn all the raids, do all the raids, and they were the same previous raids as last year. And then if you completed all of the 12 raids, you would unlock a 13th boss raid, which was a shaman raid, and you'd be able to catch a shaman. So you get 1 shaman catch per year, which is kind of cool. So There's stuff like that. But yeah, I kind of don't know why they don't just get rid of that physically outside of when raids are when they're active or whatever. Maybe it's just, maybe that's what they want. Maybe it's intentional. Maybe they want new players to see them and be like, oh, what's a raid, and like kind of Google it. So like maybe it's their plan. I don't know, but it's always been a little funny to me they still have them around when they're not active. Okay, hopefully the person who listed these never sees this, but I want to use this as a good example of to never be this guy. This is way too many of an item to throw up in one listing. If you make an investment, or like, you have to slowly sell, slowly trickle down. This is 70 million Pokeyen worth of mysterious balls, okay? However, so it's a lot of Pokeballs, right? Why wouldn't you list them all like this? It's because of the listing fee. It's very likely all of these won't sell, right? You want to trickle them out slowly so you don't waste money on the listing fee. This 730 mysterious ultra balls just cost this man, we just ran the math, 3.6 million Pokeyen just to list it. Just to list it. If any of these don't sell, you just are wasting money, and it's so brutal. And I would bet you a lot of these don't sell. I could be wrong. It's the cheapest mysterious ultra ball, but I feel like people have made their investments for event season. I feel like people are chilling. You know, you don't want to list that many of an item all at once. It's just too big of a chunk. Maybe he doesn't care about it, but like, you want to trickle that stuff out. Like I would never go list my 800 mysterious Pokeballs or my 630 Great Balls all in one listing. I would list about 100, maybe 200, see how that goes, wait a week or two, list another 200. Like, you want to slowly sell out. That is so brutal. No, that's a really good point that isn't talked about enough. This is why we have trade chat, said Rumel. People kind of underestimate trade chat. It's a pain in the butt, but like certain large quantity of like items, things like that we're gonna lose out on 3.5 mil out of a 70 mil sale. Like, you probably should look at trade chat as an option to try to sell someone, or like on the forums. There is a trade corner on the forums that is still vaguely used to like find certain sales and lists like that. So people, if you want to, you can also sell it to them for cheaper and save them some money and make more money on your end, which is nice. Bro, this is such a specific Pokemon question that I barely even know how to do this. Someone said, Tom said, how do I get the chat to ping things at me if certain words are said? Like if I put like mysterious, I want to hear like when someone says mysterious ball. So there's an audio thing in the chat system in Pokemon where you click the little speaker icon. It's hard. Let me actually here. Bring my chat up. See this little speaker icon? You click this, and then it brings up this menu. Chat, sound, notification options. And I could type like Patrouski or something, but it already pings you if they type your name or whatever. But I could type like yo, right? And then the next time someone types yo in like team chat or something like that, it should ping me, right? Like audibly in game. So you can just do that, and you want to separate them. It says by, it just tells you. Go back. Separate words by new lines. You can do like yo, you can do like swarm, you could do pheno, you could do, you know, horde, alpha. If you aren't in a Discord or a team chat, you can use this in sort of global chat or channel chats to sort of get pinged if something like that happens. So something to keep in mind. That was a great question. Alrighty, fellas, we got to 53,000 encounters today. Slow and steady. Marathon, not a sprint. Should hopefully eventually win the race. We count the shiny rate of my account in its entirety, and it ended up being kind of a surprising answer. Similar answer to last time. That'll be its own video if you want to check that out. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not. Subscribe for daily YouTube videos, daily videos every single day. Follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday. So it is the final stream of the week. I will see you guys next Monday. Don't worry, there'll be tons of videos and some big guides released over the weekend. I want to start doing more like live stream content Monday through Thursday, and then trying to get back to more guide content on like Saturday, Sunday, probably releases, hopefully. Thank you all for watching. If you want to support the content, if it's been helpful or entertaining enough for you in the background on your second monitor, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo do help out tremendously if you can afford it and if I've earned it from you. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys later. Have a great day. Good luck on your shunts and enjoy PokeMMO. Peace, Areno, fellas. Hey, thank you so very much for watching until the very end of the video. That means the world to me. And if your name is listed here, you're the reason I'm able to do this in the first place by going above and beyond and supporting the channel via YouTube memberships and Twitch Primes. Thank you so much. Have a great day.